Welcome to the Tea Huddle with Marisa and Kelly,
your only source for gridiron gossip.
So if you like getting updates on the love lives of NFL players,
and if you like the action of the Super Bowl,
then you are in the right place.
Already, there's a lot of action in Vegas leading up to the Super Bowl. We have all sorts of press, some trash talking, a DUI on the Strip, and an apparent coyote attack on an unnamed player of one of the teams. So it's heating up over there.
Things are getting wild. Plus, everyone is still obsessed with Taylor Swift. Considering all the backlash for showing her, these reporters really seem to love asking about her.
Yeah, I saw a reporter said to Travis, I want to ask about your girl. And he said, well, that's a first. So maybe there's one reporter out there that won't do it. But
he does answer every single question with a smile on his face. He doesn't seem at all to be like, oh my God, like enough with the favorite song and the new album and this. Not just him, his whole team, even the 49ers. There's really like not a lot of Taylor hating, which we love to see.
Yeah, I mean, especially after the week she's had too, weekend she had.
She had a big weekend. Yes. Prime for like eye rolling, you know, like they could have easily been like, oh, enough. But even Nick Bosa said in an interview, and we know that he has trash talked some pop star icon women before. He said something like, the more eyeballs that are on the NFL is the better for us. So like keep showing her.
It's true.
Nothing as odd as the embassy of Japan making a statement that about how she'll be able to get to the Super Bowl in time. From her Tokyo show, they said
everyone is involved now.
Like it's a little weird. Like don't you think embassies have bigger things to be dealing with? It's like everyone just like wants to be like sitting at the cool kids table.
Everyone wants to they want to share in the love.
Yeah. They said, despite the 12-hour flight and 17-hour time difference, the embassy can confidently speak now, wink, wink, to say that if she departs Tokyo in the evening after her concert, she should comfortably arrive in Las Vegas before the Super Bowl begins. I would just like to say, like, the first week that they were seen together, and she walked down the hallway, they weren't even holding hands yet. Hey, how's it going? Remember that? Like when we first saw her at the Chiefs game.
Yeah.
We here at the Tea Huddle were doing the math. We looked at her schedule. We looked at the Super Bowl. We were like, oh my God, what if he goes all the way to the Super Bowl? She has a show. We were looking up the time difference. We were ahead of the curve, everybody.
She can do it. And she never has to worry about flight delays.
No.
It's really nice for her.
No, airport security lines being a little long. Okay, but enough Taylor for now.
We'll get back.
This may have been a season-wide bye week, but there was still football to be played. Kelly, please bring us up to speed on everything that went down over the Pro Bowl weekend.
Yeah, I hope everyone had fun watching the Pro Bowl. Very exciting. I mean, I watched the highlights. That's about all I had time to do. But so first, the NFC won the flag football competition and the whole Pro Bowl in general. They beat the AFC.
Oh, okay. Wait, and which one? 49ers or Chiefs is the NFC.
That's the 49ers.
Okay. So maybe it's a little like foreshadowing that they're going to take it 2 weekends in a row. We'll see.
They have the stronger conference.
Yeah,
Potentially. We'll find out. Yeah, so there was a lot of events, a lot of skills competitions. There's a flag football game, which is always fun to watch because you get to see players who are division rivals play with each other and how they can get along when you usually see them fighting out there in the field.
I watched a little bit of that. My favorite part, not that I'm encouraging, head injury. My favorite part is that they're not wearing helmets. Again, it's just flag football. And it's because you see all their faces and they're all like, and there's no pressure. It's just fun and games.
Yeah.
So they're all like laughing and joking and like wearing jewelry and like casual clothes. It's just like they're out there having fun. It looked like Recess, but it's these people that you've been following all year.
Yeah, they looked so relaxed.
They looked relaxed, like not stressed. There's no beef. There's just like, friendly.
They're
game
all
of
getting
flag
along no matter
football.
what team they play for.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are tons of skills competitions, which were basically any random event you could think of they were playing. It was like
tug of war. So fun.
NFC won that.
So one of those, it looked like they started before the other team was ready. It looked a little...
some cheating going on.
Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
There was the gridiron gauntlet, which is basically a relay race.
Yes. This one I saw. It's like flip the tire, jump over the hurdle, climb under the other thing.
Yeah, there's Jason Kelsey being pushed in like a cart and doing like squats to get over the finish line.
Yeah.
I liked that one. And then Justin Tucker, the kicker for the Ravens, he won the tic-tac-toe kicking challenge. So he had to kick to win tic-tac-toe.
That's so fun.
Pretty talented.
Yeah. We know him because Travis Kelce threw his helmet
Yeah.
a week ago.
And now look at him.
Yeah.
Winning the tic-tac-toe competition.
He shows them.
We also were tuned in to Super Bowl opening night on Monday.
Yes. So I read about Super Bowl opening night because L'Jarius Sneed, who we just talked about last week, he is a Kansas City Chiefs player. Last week we gave like his whole backstory. He missed opening night and I thought maybe something scandalous was going on, but it's just that his girlfriend, model Bella Wu, is expected to have a baby any minute. Maybe by the time this comes out, she will have already had the baby, but he's fully expected to be back in Vegas, ready to play on Super Bowl Sunday.
Exciting. Yeah. Him and Kadarius Toney both have fresh newborns for the Super Bowl.
Although one seems to have much better vibes with the team than the other one.
One might be playing and one might not be.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Darius Toney, I saw, he said, I wasn't talking about the Chiefs. They like cut up my Instagram video to make it sound like I was talking about something I wasn't. I was talking about Giants fans. I think he said, that's not true.
He did play for the Giants.
Yeah, but he said they're full of shit. First it's my knee, then it's my hip, then it's this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not hurt. Which, what?
Yeah. It's a nice cover up.
But, you know, he's just trying to get back in the good graces of his team.
Right before the Super Bowl. You got to mend those. Instagram Live. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Also, Super Bowl opening night, there was a lot of different press meetings between all the players. Kyle Shanahan, the coach of the 49ers, he seemed a little tipsy during his press interview.
Yeah, this party started.
Yeah, he was like slurring his words, looked like he was having a good time, which, you know, good for him.
He's got a big week ahead.
Yeah, relax a little bit leading up to the Super Bowl. And the 49ers, they are flying their entire organization to Las Vegas to support the 49ers because they made it there.
That's so nice because everybody's involved in the team's success, like the front office people and the, you know, whoever else.
They have to work a little harder because they're there. Yeah, apparently they flew them out in 2020 also for the Super Bowl, the one they ended up losing to. So let's hope it's not bad luck to do this.
Yeah, I think it's nice. It's like a
reward.
A bonus. Yeah, everyone gets a Super Bowl bonus.
Yeah.
You got a trip to Vegas.
Have fun in Vegas, guys.
Yeah. Kyle Shanahan's having fun in Vegas. Also having fun in Vegas. Transition alert. Travis Kelce, he has been getting a bunch of boos from fans out there, but he loves it. He said, y'all are firing me up, making me want to play right now, baby. He said, I love the boos more than I love the cheers, baby. Keep them coming. Niners gang, keep them coming.
Oh, he's getting hyped
He's
up.
having a good time. He's ready to go.
Yeah,
and
he's
honestly,
all
so
focused.
am I ready to go. Let's freaking see this Super Bowl. Watch the Niners win because we decided last week we're Niners fans now. I'm still a Lions fan. Everybody, don't get worried. Just for this week.
Yeah, I'm a Niners fan. Root for the Niners.
Yep.
So it seems that dry January is officially over because we have 2 DUI arrests to discuss this week.
Ooh.
So it's time for our segment.
Step out of the car. Step out of the car, Janarius Robinson. Step out of the car.
All right. Janarius Robinson, a defensive end on the Las Vegas Raiders, was arrested Tuesday morning at 6 a.m., 5:59 to be exact, driving on the Las Vegas Strip. Not a ton of details are known about the incident, but the charge is listed as DUI of alcohol and or controlled or prohibited substance. Robinson was just promoted to the active roster in December and only appeared in Vegas's final 6 games of the season. So he's getting a little risky with his placement because the Raiders actually released their safety, Roderick Teamer. He stepped out of the car a few weeks back in November, only 2 days after he was arrested for a DUI. So it seems like either
they take a hard stance on these DUIs, which is good. It's, I feel like, unusual for the NFL to really punish players.
I also feel like in Vegas, you sort of need to like have some
Yes.
rules about things. Otherwise, things can get crazy out there.
Yeah, you should never be on the strip driving at 6 a.m.
Yeah, recipe for disaster.
Not between midnight and 6 a.m. Just don't
do
get
it.
in a car.
Yeah, so we don't know like why he was pulled over or like what they saw or whatever, but we know what they found. But as you mentioned, this was a big week. Robinson was not the only one.
Step out of the car, Patrick Mahomes Sr. Step out of the car.
On Saturday, February 3rd, the 53-year-old father of Patrick Mahomes, Pat Mahomes Sr., was arrested and charged with a DWI in Texas. It's reported that he was driving with an open 16-ounce can of course. He told officers at the scene that he had a few beers while watching a game at a local bar. He did a few field sobriety tests that did not end well.
Yikes.
And unfortunately for, all Mahomes' family, this is not his first arrest for DWI. He actually has, ready for this?
Yeah.
6.
That is 6 too many. I mean, it's definitely 5 too many, but it's like 6 too many.
That's a crazy amount.
It's a lot. Sir, you have a problem.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's sad. He got a DUI twice in 2012, March and September.
Oof.
Twice in 2018.
Okay, so there was like a good stretch
Yeah,
there.
it's a few years there. And April and November. So it seems like it's like every, I don't know, what is that, 7 months or so. And then his most recent, prior to this past weekend, was in 2019 when he served 40 days in jail. He served them all on the weekend because I don't know why. I don't know how they allow you to do that.
I saw that too.
He spaced out those 40 days strictly on the weekend. But this is his third DWI in Texas, and he could be facing jail time of up to 10 years. So pretty serious, especially, given the timing of it, heading into the Super Bowl. Must be very stressful for Pat, his son.
Right, trying to like stay focused, stay present, like head in the game when all this stuff is going on.
Yeah, apparently his father will be allowed to join the family in Vegas for the Super Bowl, but will not be allowed to drink alcohol and will be required to stay sober based on the stipulations of his bond. So we'll see him there.
I don't know that Vegas is the best place for this man to go right now, but
hopefully he can behave surrounded by loved ones.
Yeah.
And then during the Super Bowl opening night, a reporter actually asked Patrick about his father being arrested. He commented, "I don't really want to get into it too much, but he's doing good for whatever the situation is." The reporter went on and asked a few more questions, which Patrick just said, "It's a family matter. That's all I want to say at this point."
He was like, "Ask me about Taylor Swift instead, please."
Yeah. I was surprised he even commented about it at all, but I think he was kind of surprised to get the question and seemed a little bit thrown off guard. But
you can't blame them. The lines of questioning have been wild. I think the guys are doing so much press that the press is just trying to come up with something to
new.
ask.
Yeah.
I saw one where they asked a 49ers player, if you knew you'd get a guaranteed Super Bowl win, would you get a tattoo of Brock Purdy's face on your body? And the player said, that shit is weird. Why are you asking me that? So you sort of get why, if they have the opportunity to ask Patrick Mahomes Jr., regular, about his father's potential 10-year prison stint, that they would take the opportunity to do so. Hopefully this man stops drinking and driving, and hopefully it's not too much of a distraction for Patrick this weekend.
We have a very special segment this week.
We have had so much fun watching this season. There have been scandals and fashions and love and even some football playing.
So to honor the past 22 weeks, we would like to welcome you to the first annual Teacup Awards.
All right, Kelly, why don't you bring us to our first award?
A touchdown doesn't just get you points on the scoreboard. It also gives you the opportunity to dazzle us with the unique touchdown celebration. These are the nominees for Best Selly.
Selfie Backflip, Tyreek Hill. Stone Cold Steve Austin Beer Slam, Stephon Diggs. Bouquet Toss, Zay Flowers, Keg Stand, Minnesota Vikings, Roller Coaster, Miami Dolphins, and Passing Paisano Hand Motion, Tommy DeVito, and others.
And the teacup goes to Keg Stand, Minnesota Vikings.
NFL players have skill and style. These are the nominees for Best Drip.
Debo Samuel, CeeDee Lamb, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, Stephon Diggs, Miley Cyrus.
Specifically her Grammys red carpet outfit, like Dolly Parton, Tina Turner inspired.
Yeah, what is she doing here?
Yeah, we may have mixed in just like a few random, just like things from the year, things that were with us
I love
throughout
it.
the year. Yeah.
Keep your eyes out, everyone.
Yeah. And the teacup goes to Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. We had to agree with GQ on this one. They did a style award. We're not copying. We just agree.
Yeah, we agree with this one.
Mm-hmm.
It was tough to narrow down these nominees because there are a lot of cute quarterbacks out there. Here are the nominees for the cutest quarterback, aka the sweetest boy.
Brock Purdy, Kirk Cousins, Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts, and Zach Wilson.
And the teacup goes to Brock Purdy.
The sweetest boy.
Good luck this weekend.
Yeah. Every great story needs a great villain. The nominees for Best Villain are
Max Crosby, Sean Payton, Nick Bosa, George Santos, Aaron Rodgers, men in general.
And the teacup goes to Max Crosby. He has everything a good villain needs. He taunts. He's got a backstory.
Origin story.
Yeah, exactly.
Football players wouldn't be as successful as they are without the women in their life. And now for the Teacup Award for the best couple. The nominees are
Kyle and Kristen Juszczyk. Call them Tavis, call them Swelsey, Travis and Taylor. Haley Steinfeld and Josh Allen. Aaron Rodgers and Blue of the Earth. Alex Earl and Braxton Berrios. Ciara and Russell Wilson.
And the teacup goes to, you already know, Taylor and Travis.
How could we not? Come on. If I've learned anything about tight ends this season, throwback to our first pop quiz segment, if you know, you know. They can catch, they can block, and they are goofy. And here are the nominees for the goofiest tight end, aka the most tight endiest tight end.
Travis Kelce, George Kittle, TJ Hawkinson, the sloth from the Goonies. Sloth.
And the teacup goes to George Kittle.
While every team needs a tight end, not every player has the tightest end. The nominees for tightest end are, this is the award for the best butt, if you didn't get it.
Jalen Phillips, Saquon Barkley, Joe Burrow, Andy Reid, former player but had to be mentioned, Larry Fitzgerald.
And the teacup goes to Jalen Phillips.
He's on the Miami Dolphins, heavily featured on an episode of Hard Knocks. And
So if you want to check out his ass,
his butt stole our hearts. NFL players don't just throw the football. Sometimes they also throw a fit. The nominees for biggest tantrum are
Patrick Mahomes, lost to the Bills. George Pickens, Instagram fit after receiving -1 yard in a game. David Tepper, throwing a drink on a fan. Kelly Stafford, after Blueface turned his suite at SoFi Stadium into a strip club. Travis Kelce, losing to the Raiders and throwing his helmet.
And the teacup goes to Pat Mahomes lost to the Bills. Big tantrum.
Yeah.
Worst call I ever saw. Even though it was an accurate call, you just don't like to
tantrum.
lose.
Some people are born to cheerlead, and some are just doing their best out there. These are the nominees for best effort to boost morale.
Zach Wilson buys the team ice cream. Sean McDermott, 9/11 terrorism analogy. AJ Brown, escape room. Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon, infamous "Who took the bus here" speech.
And the teacup goes to Zach Wilson buys his team ice cream. You know that will win over anybody.
Oh, he tried. Not everyone can be the best. Nominees for worst at their job are
Josh McDaniels, the referees in the Lions-Cowboy game. Kadarius Toney, Aaron Rodgers, since he played for 5 seconds. The accountant who stole all the money from the Jags and got caught. Tyreek Hill's babysitter.
And the teacup goes to the referees in the Lions-Cowboys game.
Said like a true fan.
Yes, stole that win right away from us. I'll never forget it. Us Lion fans will never forget it. One pride. You knew it was coming.
While we don't condone domestic assault or drunk driving, we do have some arrests that we can laugh at. Mm-hmm. Here are the nominees for funniest arrest.
Chris Olave, CVS speeding ticket. Michael Thomas, brick thrown through contractor's windshield. Kayshawn Booty, excessive gambling.
And the teacup goes to Michael Thomas, brick thrown through contractor's windshield.
This was a tight race, this category in particular. There's a lot of great nominees out there. We basically wouldn't have a podcast if it weren't for the wives and girlfriends of the NFL players. The nominees for favorite wag are
Kristen Juszczyk, Simone Biles, Kylie Kelsey, Taylor Swift, Olivia Culpo.
And the teacup goes to, again, a tight race, Kristen Juszczyk.
We love your clothes, girl.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
We love your vibes. We love your love with your husband. Good stuff.
Some of us are more gullible than the rest. Here are the nominees for most likely to get punched. Here are the nominees for most likely to get punked by a bunch of teenagers.
Deebo Samuel.
And the winner is Deebo Samuel. If you missed this episode, please listen back. We cover this extensively. It's hilarious.
It's pretty good. We know some of these players have pretty active love lives. Here are the nominees for most likely to steal your girl.
Odell Beckham Jr., Tyreek Hill, Mike McDaniel, Jimmy Garoppolo, Morgan Wallen. If you recall the Will Levis story.
And the teacup goes to Odell Beckham Jr.
Kim K.
Oh, proof when? They were recently seen at a party together. I mean, at the same party, not together. So we're no closer to confirmation of that, but maybe Super Bowl weekend.
Ooh, I like it. It wouldn't be the NFL if there wasn't a hefty serving of beef between players, coaches, wags, and fans. These are the nominees for beefiest beef.
George Kittle's shirt versus Dallas, Texas. CeeDee Lamb's mom versus Dak Prescott. Zach Wilson versus everyone. Jonathan Owens versus women of the world.
Mr. Simone Biles. And the teacup goes to CeeDee Lamb's mom versus Dak Prescott.
And now for our favorite award, the biggest teacup out there, most entertaining scandal. And the nominees are
Jair Alexander going out for the coin toss. Croy Bierman and his crazy wife. Big Dom getting ejected from the sidelines. Blueface turning SoFi into a strip club. Tyreek Hill accidentally filing for divorce.
And the final teacup goes to Blueface turning SoFi Stadium into a strip club. Wow. How exhilarating was that?
Everyone looked so great accepting their awards.
We'd like to thank all the nominees, all the scandals, all the teenagers who pranked players.
All the beef.
Yeah. What a ride
The
it's
drippy
been.
looks.
Yeah. TMZ, Daily Mail, New York Post.
It's
Wow.
been quite the season.
I can't wait for the second annual Teacup Awards. See you guys in 2025.
And next week.
Right.
Well, I guess
Yeah, and next week.
this is not the end of the episode. And that brings us to our Super Bowl themed final goss.
Final Goss.
All right, so this week we are going to get to the bottom of, did Christian McCaffrey, running back for the Super Bowl bound San Francisco 49ers, did his mom call out her son and soon-to-be daughter-in-law? The answer is sort of. So Lisa McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey's mom, went on a podcast this week and was talking about how she's attending the Super Bowl and said, I can assure you I won't be in a suite. She said they looked into it, but not even, in quotes, Moneybags Christian or Moneybags Olivia, referring to her soon-to-be daughter-in-law, Olivia Culpo, could afford one. So we looked into, like, how do you get tickets as a player?
It's crazy. It's a racket.
It's a racket. So they can buy 2, but then they can buy 13 more. So I don't know why this doesn't just say they can buy 15. If anybody knows what the difference between the first 2 and the subsequent 13 that you have the opportunity to buy. None of them are given to the player. So you worked your whole life. You made it to the Super Bowl. You have the opportunity to purchase.
I wonder if you have the opportunity to buy 2.
Yeah.
And then you can like petition for more, but you may or may not get those. That's what I'm thinking.
That makes sense.
If you do it early on, or I don't know.
That
pay
makes
extra.
sense.
That's
The article I read said you have the
hypothesis.
opportunity to buy 2 and then you can buy up to 13 more. I'm like, okay, so you can buy up to 15, but okay, thanks.
That's what I think.
Yeah, no, I like that. And they're so expensive. So none of them are comped. None of them are even discounted. The 2 plus 13 that you have the opportunity to buy are face value, which the Super Bowl, like the NFL doesn't post how much they are, but the article said like last record was $950 for the cheapest
Face
seat.
value.
Face value. And I'm sure there are a lot more than that. And
Wow.
so many of them are bought on like secondhand sites, StubHub. But Olivia Culpo posted a story of this podcast clip on her Instagram page and said, fake news, happy birthday, Lisa. I bought you a suite. So we looked into how much suites cost. The cheapest suite that you can get, which is semi-private, no sidewalls, goes for $950,000.
Wow.
This is like 4 hours of your whole life. This is
That's
nuts.
wild.
An owner's club suite package costs $1.8 million. That's fully private with a fully private bathroom, kitchenette, and options for catering.
Cuff Taylor.
Yeah, right. And options for catering means
Not
there's
included?
an upcharge.
Oh my
I
God.
read that they can go for up to $2.5 million.
That's insane.
Insane. So Olivia Culpo, her reported net worth is $7 million. So I think she leaned on Moneybags' fiance for this one because Christian McCaffrey made $11.8 million this year. He's reported to make over $12 million next year.
Still a lot to throw down.
It is still a lot to throw down for one evening.
And is she shading her mother-in-law to be by being like, I can afford to buy these? What do you mean?
I don't think they're very close from the online
She's just giving her a
presence.
gift.
Yeah. I watched a TikTok a few months ago of Olivia Culpo talking about how she like prayed for Christian McCaffrey. She wrote a list of all the things she wanted in a partner, and she included close with his mom. And she said they're so close, and like her and Lisa are so close, and that was like one of the things that she prayed for. She also said, unrelated to anything we're talking about, in that same TikTok, that as soon as they get married, which is happening in the off season, she's going to rip out her IUD and start having babies, which is just a graphic way to phrase it. But, you know, congrats. Yeah. So they're blowing through that 11.8 million, but as a gift, I guess, to
not bad.
To mom.
Yeah, happy birthday, Lisa.
Yeah. All right. Well, that does it for our penultimate episode of season 1 of the Tea Huddle. We will be back next week to cover all the goss, tea, juice from Super Bowl weekend.
Good luck to both teams.
But more so the 49ers.
Yes. And until then, stay juicy.